the program, we still get the Director of Safety and Enforcement na SLRSA, winner Augustine Kai Tungi. And remember, say the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority, the mandates now for register motor car license to driver them, train, promote and promote road safety, conduct test for driver them. Well, for can know more waiting don't they happen na SLRSA, make we get the director inside the program this morning. Good morning once more, welcome to Radio Democracy.
Yeah, thank you very much. The Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority now was Sierra Leone Road Transport Authority that was established in 1996 through an act of parliament, and it gets a mandate, mission and vision statement where it in the act clearly we state all of the activities that we just mentioned we for perform as an institution, and we the institution since establishment we don't actually perform that. We'd also try for do new things to see how we will actually move forward, because like I said, it was Sierra Leone Road Transport Authority, and when we are focusing too much on transportation, we realize that the life of the people that way they onboarded transportation that it matters. So what we did was to also see how we were able for actually change the name from transport to safety. So in 2013-2014, we see it necessary for maybe actually change the name from Sierra Leone Road Transport Authority to Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority to an also an act, because everything we do now the institution, it has to go law. We therefore observe law before we will for do. So even when we come after the 2003 Road Transport Amendment Act, we are called traffic wardens. But when we realize that the name also needs to be changed for match with actually we do the do globally, we do the partner other global road safety organizations, then we need for change. So that was also changed from traffic wardens to road safety corps. And we also look at it that Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority, we don't say now we want for really concentrate on road safety. So we see and say we for actually able for do a lot of things then that the institution where they able make with partnership with the police. We actually we be into existence is to complement their effort in traffic duties. So we actually review the 1960 and 1964 Road Traffic Act and Regulation respectively, where we they call now the Road Traffic Act of 2007 and the Road Traffic Regulation of 2011. We actually with the enforce, we are able for review that, and we also try for see how if we are actually doing road safety, and for more partner with other organizations, then we very passionate about road safety. What do we need for do? So we try for actually have a road safety strategy and policy in 2013 to 2015, and we don't actually elapse, and that policy they align closely with the UN Decade of Action in Africa Charter on Road Safety, where you get 5 major thematic areas. The first one get for do with road safety management. The road safety management get for do with involving all stakeholders into road safety activities, because road safety is a collective stuff. Then you look at safer roads, how we will get safer roads. It hinges around massive sensitization we for actually they do to we road users, then for tell you say this is how you use the road. You for use zebra day, and you know for work against the road. This is a sign for drivers. So they go now drivers the park will do sensitization. Then you have safer vehicles and mobility. Safer vehicles and mobility basically has to do with them motor car way they pass. Waiting at the components way the for the way they make the vehicle safe. So that per adventure there's accident, people are not going to be able to actually get them multiple injuries in the vehicle. Per adventure there's accident, the vehicles they have, for instance, where they get mental seat. How we able for the CC we get most of them off the road. How we able for the CC we actually day out with the vehicle examiners that we call vehicle doctors them. Whether they come on like we go attacky, send they for more look at the vehicles stand our attacky. Those that are actually in a poor general mechanical condition where they see trafficator no day, you see and say now gallon they use as fair tank, that kind of stuff. So we go checkmate them. We also try for prohibit them, because we get a mandate we motor car on in a poor general mechanical condition, we can arrest you, we will give you the vehicle examiner, then they can prohibit you, the essence of prohibiting your vehicle, and for me you go, you put all of those defects, those components away defects on the vehicle, and you can now before they can lift the prohibition. And that's road safety strategy and policy we develop with the labs. We also say after the midterm review, we'll just go now Guinea under the West Africa Road Safety Organization. For more go assess West Africa countries how far we don't go with road safety. We actually see and say there's need for us to review the road safety strategy and policy based on the benchmarks then after the presentation we'll do as a country where we actually deliver, and when you do comparative analysis of that presentation with Liberia, with Guinea, I think we are marching forward in terms of road safety more than their countries today.
So it's always you to explain so I mean don't sound like for una in carrying out on a mandate like for register vehicle register driver them for get a license and all. I mean don't sound like
of course for register vehicles them, for drivers them, now actually traditional mandate will be get from the time we they actually established the institution in 1996, and it is a job we've been doing. We actually Sierra before this time, when you look at vehicle registration, it was not well organized. We not be get correct database for them, so we be don't actually do them with that kind of passion, with that kind of concentration from us, sir, because there is a vision, there is a mission, and that act we need for us to consider, and we be done they consider. So the registration of recent time, we see and say for us to see how we will become more effective and efficient in not only registering vehicles but also try for see the vehicles they how they register, how for good they watch them so that they no go actually they in a very bad shape where it go increase accident. We see and say we need for outsource, and we outsource actually the fitness. When you look at fitness basically in a thing where motorcar they come before you they get a license, you look at the physical condition of the vehicle, you look at the components everything in that vehicle, the way where you feel say if you know test them, you get a license, it will also cause a lot of problem. So we outsource them to AutoSpect, and AutoSpect don't create actually 2 MOT stations. If you go along the Maishaka Highway by my 6, you will see them, and when you enter the SLRSA headquarters also, you will see a very modern structure we don't put up, where the man don't count all of the necessary gadgets them, we would think say very very soon we will start for ensure say any motor car before we they give you license, we will actually ensure say you go through that MOT test, so that when you don't go through that MOT test, if there's any defect on your vehicle, we can tell you to go and get it fixed before we can now come and issue your license.
Alright, what do you look for renew somebody a motor car license?
For me, you renew your motor car license in the first place, you get for show your ownership that you are the owner of the vehicle. You get for go to a life card, because the life card now they tell you say this is your vehicle. So when you go with the life card, and we get for also create the system. From what we know that life card now you get we can also know say perhaps that vehicle they don't move from you to you know we see the over. So if now you know the new owner of the vehicle, we can also look at the system. The system can now speak to us clearly that this vehicle, the previous owner was you and the current owner is you know. So we can now look at the vehicle itself. We look at the categorization process we don't make, because even then tricycle, then keke owner they see so, and then motorcycle also. We don't try for categorize them so that they are not the same, because you know go one for license, you get this kind Jeep way in a get here, so with RAV4 they pay the same amount. We say it was very very unfair, and for more go see new initiative there in the license process that was also introduced. So look at and say by categorizing those vehicles, we'll be able to actually do justice to vehicle owners, so that if me get RAV4, that person will get that big Jeep, we don't pay the same amount.
Alright, because the reason why I ask, I guess you are aware of the status of trailer they really carry container. They really in bad condition, and put again, especially the New England, Tembeton put them, then condition not in good order. We are aware of some of them in there.
Of course, we are aware of them, and every day we take necessary actions. Even as of yesterday, We now una there around the people the way they move here. They say there was an operation team will be static na the Azak Junction. The essence of that team, when me say car yesterday, I can't supervise them. Now for more look at them what car where they can in England, where they come on na Kisi Road. They did in a bad shape. And some get mental seat. So Kisian say when once we know checkmate them to carry when accident occur, most times now can make people they sustain multiple injuries. So as a result of that operation yesterday, I can tell you after here and you can go check now with Panama Road facility. We have up to 18 of their vehicles that they were arrested yesterday for their offenses that they will get mental seat. We don't go keep them there, and the essence of keeping them there, not to for me we just give them tickets. But for more ensure say when you don't go, you know the owner. They came yesterday, Temo on the road and others. We tell us say you go for ensure say you come, you change the seat to a more comfortable seat so that when there is accident, somebody will not actually sustain multiple injuries in the vehicle.
So it's what you say, not to the first thing this way, una don't they do the read there for check motor car, they get them metal seats them and all. Then you say yesterday una get 18, who they now na Pademba Road facility. But this morning back road they come New England, yeah, the same poda then they with the same problem. So which one don't they do now?
It's a continuous operation where we launch, and we be done the launch and we also try for partner with driver senior for me we see because they are also our primary stakeholders. So whilst we are doing this, we don't tell us say they get a responsibility for me to actually get somebody we go to supply the cushion seat way more comfortable so that when they cushion seat we will they arrest. Because when they arrest, it becomes concern to them because they are the membership. Sometimes they come, they try for actually show interest, manifest interest. So they tell us, say, in a go actually try for get somebody. Now a lot of scrap they go on. Somebody get motor, don't scrap them, they get cushion seat. When I go take them. But the challenge, what they actually envisage with this, are the fact that most of the vehicles there, I can tell you with all fairness, they know they count their seats a day. But when they come now this country, people want to also see how they maximize profit in the transport system. They go get their mental city, they fix into the vehicle. And that is why we serve as an enforcement body, as an institution in a lead agency in road safety. We know they relent, we continuously day after them from what we ensure say those who will come across them. We get strategic corridors that they actually launch your operation, we hold them, we go keep them until they do a changeover.
With all this, every time when they launch operation, we not go the owner go get strong law, we go able for bet people them because according to you and we all know with them put they can come, the seats they then can they metal seats then they not to the seats they can carry with them and self the garage or they can go change a law no the SLRSA go put say this particular law go bet them people here, we go do them see here.
Law they already, but that law they will say you know enough because the law make them very clear say when you manufacture any seat where the motor cannot carry it and you put it and they forgive citation with a ticket. But giving ticket we don't say we not solve the problem because when you give the person ticket, that is where your mandate, your authority stop. And when once you don't get a ticket or sometimes police only charge you to call the person go and pay come on, it has not also solved the issue. So basically we don't try for relate to the membership that when we arrest such a vehicle, you have to come, we ensure now that there is a changeover of the vehicle before we release. So that by doing so, we say in a very short time, we'll be able to actually get something done. We will be very, very positive with regards changing those vehicles.
We introduce other studio guest, when are David Indolo, Conte, when are the executive director, Rights to Life Advocacy Network, where they are safe for Rob Mott, for the work of SLRSA and self the delay where plenty people don't get for the license as this don't be one concern of plenty cities in there we want for license them motor car and then different in them. Good morning once again Indolo and welcome to the program. Good morning Salon.
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning as well.
Okay, so how because Rights to Life Advocacy Network na civil society organization who don't they advocate and talk for different in them we on the Hamburg family. So look, we talk about people getting their license for them vehicles them and self them personal license them. How una don't they come in, how we don't they turn like una, how we don't they turn like for una for work in the area for citizen them.
Okay, thank you very much. We responsibility in how for protect the lives of citizens. Now I make the organization named Right to Life. Anything we get for where they deal with life, we own responsibility and mandate. Now, for more we able to advocate for the people of this country for get a better condition. We don't get a closed door meeting with even the director, some of the directors in SLRSA, in the area of the delay or the standstill of the license, whether body license, whether the drivers and also the vehicles. We meant for understand, say, according to explanation, say, then really they get some constraints when it comes to printing. Reason being, they say prices have, don't go up because of dollarization. They say the dollar don't go up, all other things don't go up. So because of that, the product the way then the order for into in country, it don't expensive. So one of the things now they want to take a particular move for Ghana Parliament if they can able to do increment in the area of license. So as an organization, we tell and say, well, so many increments don't they take place. We don't see in this country also an increment of insurance come up from 150,000 to 1.2, 150 leons to 1.2 thousand new leons. Nobody not talk about that. And when you look at the insurance company itself, what is Sierra Leone benefiting out of it? Now, extra people then they benefit. Now, people from the private sector, now they already benefit themselves. So we start to ask question. If you unaware for give license, because this don't give even it don't be a norm. Because for example, if increments, if they're not able to issue license, the police on the highway automatically get for the harass some of them drivers. And not to all driver know, say since they not give you license, you not get license, the police not get the right for arrest. So they can strike compromise because they don't want to go to the court. So some of them think they are, we start for pursue, we start for engage SLRSA. So I think say they move, their idea for an increment, which some of us say no, the people of this country not for suffer because of increment. But when you look at all the sector, one of the key factor where we find out in the SLRSA, they are limited when it comes to resources. I'm not talking for them, I'm not their PRO. But they are limited when it comes to resources. Because we meant for understand, say, even the money where they collect from the license, some get for go na RMFA for road maintenance, And the chunk of the money where then they get is small in the way that they're not go able to take care of some of their responsibility. So that now it make the one for move, at least make them do some amount of increment. So we get for come in and tell them, say, look, if there is going to be any increment, yes, you go and table that to the parliament. See how now we able to do whether an increment, because it's better you do your increment without us having a license. Because at the end of the day, if we come in contact with in the prudential areas where you bang anybody, then can take you go court. And when they take you go court, because you not get license, they will bring you in and they will bring the SLRSA in. So what we want to do, please go to parliament and we will follow up whether they are going to be made to expedite the process, made at least vehicle they able to get their license. The individual when our drivers they able to get their license. But one of the key things where we find out, the privatization we get for deal with the SLRSA component, because they are there to issue license. Even the number plates have been privatized. They don't get to private sector. What are we having as a country when already the private sector is taking, we don't even know whether there is, how we for call them, there is a database where we even able to trace how many license, how many number plates where we don't issue out. Because if the private sector don't take, the junk bulk of the operation of SLRSA, what is SLRSA having in return? It's just like when you get what we call a landlord. Now in getting us, but in neighbor or in tenants they eat chicken on daily basis, they eat the rest. So this is what has been happening with the SLRSA. But sometimes they can afraid for come out and say it to the people. They are really constrained no matter what. Because when you go to the building, it's totally dilapidated. Where are they going to have the money to fix that? When you go, because we want foresee, one of the things that we meet with them, we want foresee SLRSA itself, make them able to get ambulance them, make them able to get trucks in a way that when you go to the highway, you see trucks the way don't break down, you move them from that location, you take them to the nearby location. So at the end of the day, then we're able to pay a minimum. We want to see what we call street cameras now the country, because the country don't too advance.
Before you talk about the recommendations that they recommend for the transformation of SLRSA, let me take you back, because they don't go with this in the right now parliament for the increments and all. You don't monitor, you don't even get meeting with them, you don't follow and see how citizens don't complain for them different license them. Value for money, that one way key. So in all this, in the increments of this license fee and all, you see say value for money, did they?
Well, I will say yes, one way or the other. Because reason being, if the component itself, whether they fix the license then wait, don't go up. Instead of them giving us like for example, we want to see where the SLRSA will give you a biometric license wherein any side, for example, where they swap them, we will able to know whether it's in the system. Because as of now, we don't see license where they out, we're not even, it not get any trace. Drivers then get license. You go see this license don't fade, you go see the other license in order up to standard. So if doing the increment and giving us a proper license system, wherein if a vehicle go any side, okay, then can able scan the license from the vehicle and say yes, this license particular a day now is system, or the license of this driver a day now is system. But a lot of people don't beat the system in a way that you go see this person gets this license. Then when we make a trace at the SLRSA, the name, if the person they go with Usman, at the end of the day, when you go to the SLRSA, they don't get another database. Yeah. So if they don't get another the database, so we are now calling on SLRSA, say, if we are giving out license, let's have a biometric license where get all the features of the driver or the vehicle. So at the end of the day, we're not going to end up, people then are treated and said then just the print, because machines then the way they print, come with the SLRSA logo, you put the person face, you print them out, which is also a very big crime.
All right, so we all already know, say, we get fake license them around. Yeah. But again, if you go to SLRSA, you get bobo them within a gate. We will come and tell you, say, give me your money, they go process your license. Things say these are some of the issues them we make fake license them they around downtown.
Okay, us as citizens has a responsibility. Me where sit down, I know go and meet somebody in a gate and get me money, say go fix license for me. By right, when somebody tell you, say, SLRSA gets a mandate for drive all of those guys for go. But waiting with problem in Sierra Leone? People just get one thing. I go na the shortcut. I use shortcut. I no one go team up na the queue. I can left from my office. I call any individual, say, can our office can collect the money, go and fix this license. So now in our meeting with the SLRSA people, we ask them, say, if an individual not come for a license, do a thumbprint, do all the necessary provision for making it into the system, una no issue out license. Because somebody no go left na US, he left na England, a one Sierra Leone license, he call one guy from one corner, he say, I send money for you, go do the license. As long as you don't count in passport picture, the license is done, the license is fixed. You not even know the area, the location, outside and print the license. So now it make we the same. Having those sophisticated stuff, you need finances. Okay. And no matter what, maybe the gentleman go afraid for talk this, but there are really constraints. At one point in time, me left at the office, who say somebody go collect for stationery. How you get an institution where they galvanize, where they recruit money on daily basis, then they can't collect it for stationery. These are petty things. So the government need to stand up and say, let we get a biometric passport. So if that's the case, we are now asking Parliament, because let them don't delay. These are the people then. And we want a better license. We don't want a license where they go fake on daily basis. And if we continue to fake license, the government is not making any money. And the privatization on that sector as well, where they call on government, now we left for the privatized lot of things. And government also need to look into the area where they for deal with insurance. What thing are the insurance where we they pay? Where your vehicle get crashed, insurance, you know they will claim insurance. But why would they pay this huge amount of money? The regulatory partners then, where they regulate the insurance company, they need for sidom and say, let's bring this, because what in government they get. And also, we also say, there are a lot of vehicles, when you apply from Freetown to Bobo to Kenema, because one of the things them where we happy about, we are not that hamstring CSO. In a way that as you don't fit, I want to talk on something where they happen a barrier tobacco. No, we go to the field. When you go to the street, you see there are a lot of vehicles that are not roadworthy. So I start to ask questions. Did SLRSA have the right? Did they have the mandate for make them, how for call them, for grant some of them vehicle there? Because when you go to other countries, vehicle were not roadworthy, because we are talking about Temu on the road. Some of them people then they human being not supposed to sit on there. Even cattle are not supposed to be there. So make them give them the mandate, at least make them begin ground some of them vehicle there. Now get better vehicle for the people of this country.
The Director of Safety and Enforcement, the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority, as you don't really from waiting, Mr. Indolo don't talk on the different activities and the thing that they do, what they don't monitor for say people and get a license and all. So first, before you respond to some of them here, how don't they get license? That is Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority.
Thank you very much, and I also want for do me out. I want to appreciate Mr. Indolo, David Indolo, where they come from Right to Life Advocacy Network, for the issues that we actually brush through. We don't comment on here, and Sunday we I also agree with them entirely. There are some way I want for also give clarity on how the issues that the SLRSA be done they handle them, how they also handle them. For license, for instance, driver's license, SLRSA, like I talked into, for all of the issues we are doing, we are established by law. So for anything we also do, we get for go through due process before we able to do. Like he rightly say, we be done to give out driver's license to drivers there for a very long period in this country. And when actually we realize say the product when are the composite products who they use for may we actually produce the driver's license get cost, and some no to we the producer now buy with they buy, even the license card we they give out now buy with they buy. So when you do that kind of business as an institution that is not subvented, we will need get no money from central government. Instead, like you rightly say, now they generate money. We get people that will they give money, we get institutions that will they give money, we get corporate social responsibility to perform to our primary stakeholders like drivers senior, bike riders senior, keke riders senior. So driver's license, because we realize say increment be done day and we be the producer at a loss. And when the producer has a loss, considering we also responsibilities that we get for give out after we don't generate that money as an institution, because now that they create for. Say where we actually generate the money, we get for put money in the road fund where they use for do maintenance and other stuff. So because we say we be the do our sellers, we say more we also go through the due process for more we make an increment. If it be like somebody where they send a Abacha state where you go count your book and you look at and say yesterday I be they selling 10,000, today I selling 20,000 leons. You can do it with a trickle of an eye. But this is a process, and that process will be done they do a shortcut way. But this time round, we look at and say, and the law look at and say they frown at that process will be the use. That will go through the straight line, so that you not do anything for it may go get a backlash. We not go tell well on the reputation of the institution. So when the driver's license business come, we say and say, we actually do the increment. We get for do a concept paper first, and we don't do that concept paper. We get an oversight ministry with a Minister of Transport and Aviation So we send the documents say for the ministry look at them, may they able for also validate the process or say, yeah, you guys can go ahead and do the necessary thing for more and do the increment. So after they don't release the document, we go for court and law officers. We court and law officers, they get for also able look at them and they can now actually design instruments around them. So when they don't design the instrument, they take an parliament. And when you take an parliament, you get a maturation period of 21 days. With parliament, they look at her extensively, look at the things, how una daughter and other things. For say yes, it's necessary, how una do it, or it's not necessary. So that has been the process. We'll be observed for driver's license. We actually, unfortunately, we value customers there. They experience delay in the process. But I want to assure that parliament don't go through them, and they don't also validate the process. Driver's license increment will do a justifiable based on the figures they will assign for each license and the number of years, because they go for 5 years.
And this body in a government institution, we don't generate money for themselves and long term. Now they collect license and all, but still when you go there, they see plenty challenge and they even forget material, and even forget the license where they enter the place, that gutter, plenty challenge and they. So right now when they go with this proposed increments, they right now in parliament. If member of parliament they get for grief for them, whose kind change this will bring, more especially that institution?
A lot of changes they will expect say when once we get for actually start this new license what they do. Like we Mr. David they say this is not a biometric license, and that idea we also express, like I say, issues that we raise I agree with, there are issues raised where not they agree with them. The old license will be they do, anybody be the 11 England you get license, but that is thing of the past now. You know now biometric what they do. You know they dey England you get license. If you want una sec you go cross check. If you dey England you want Sierra Leone license, I know the talk about international permit where they can give. If you dey Uber under where they ask you say you want for drive, you get international permit. But this will local license. You don't get it if you are out of Sierra Leone. They say you have to come here.
But one thing we
so when we do this increment, and when once the parliament get for validator and for America, there are a lot of plans we don't put in place. Recently we say and say road safety now a very complex activity. We entail several activities, components, and in a way you look at perhaps how they relate with SLRSA, when our key partners, how they relate with even the civil society people. So for more we achieve that, the entrance to we get, it's not our primary responsibility. We can do if we see it not happen. But there is an institution in this country responsible for me actually get that done. We therefore do all rules when I SLRSA. And we not just we become very complacent around that. We don't actually write an official letter, and they get a member from that institution where they now we board.
They don't say.
The day now we board. So that issue has been raised with them, and they get actually processes and procedures where they get for observe for me they get that done. Having said that, they actually look at this increment say after where the increment don't go through now parliament they give them. Plans they do. Very soon we get for also we see how they review the rules safety strategy and policy. Road safety strategy and policy now a document where SLRSA not go able to do road safety in this country if we don't have a baseline. What the reference say we want to do road safety, and these are the reference document they will use for do road safety. So we don't actually try for relate with WHO. Where WHO we don't actually do a consultation with somebody in outside Sierra Leone, Dr. Martin Small, for me look at the policy and strategy we will get, and how they will come for do a review. We don't can a family kingdom, the technical committee don't meet. We don't try for see how they do a review where it will get actually an objective will go achieve. Different from that kind of safety strategy and policy will be there last.
One thing the way Mr. Contebi is now that people the license way somebody they all not to if you go na SLRSA in no day me several encounter and they 1 or 2 time alone na the bike police only bike ask am for license the bike man in name wey produce and in face safe not to in the license. So in that area the way to not only do way to not go do way different.
We don't do so much in that, and
but that still happen.
It still happen because like he rightly said, we're in a digital world, but I can tell you for sure any license where you catch in a street to somebody we in order our database, not to SLRSA producer. And because then are digital, people they get a lot of methods they already use, and this is why we as the enforcers there, I can tell you, and the people who they listen know, you go to police, they will tell you, we don't do several arrests.
But one people on a workman and still somebody they show their license they and they come and load now one bike. The bike man I even watch in license also in face lady. The bike man even show the license they allow one in pass without go through the process. Same and the bike man they go and laugh over. Just say but not to your face lady. But the officer don't left in say but so.
Well,
so who sabi una don't give una workman
you say na police issue.
No, yes, if una self been there, una young people self be there. Na pa dem ba go there happen.
The road safety call. You know, easy for me you produce license even to police self because we get. I know how for really explain that, but if you was lawyer, you know, you produce license to me. If that license will you give me in the first place, that is why most time people the way they not get a license they hard for me to give on demand. If they say hold on, so say look me license. But the law says you they give me the license for man, no, this is Kabia and I face the day. Now I can ask you, Kabia, who say you born? Who say you born? I have other critical questions why they ask you for make I just know if you are the bona fide owner of that license. So if you produce them to me, I can able for no, but by flashing it merely to me say, look me license, they not able know. And sometimes you can be charged for failing to produce on demand by a police officer within the law under regulation 80. Make them very clear that
That's what's the problem we make una no me dey give license to people.
the problem get for do it we want for do increment, and because the processes and procedures around that get for take time, and we actually don't go through that because that problem they create a lot of issues, and we begin for actually see how we self go show that kind of understanding, because license is a very essential component even in traffic check. There's no way I interface with you, I want to interrogate you as a driver. Your license is the very first quality document I get for ask for. So when once you surrender to me, I know say I don't succeed for go the interrogation with you. So I cannot tell you say this license we don't produce, your vehicle number plate has become obscure, you don't overload, you are carrying excess passenger, you know, that kind of stuff, and you can be charged for it.
All right. So waiting at the communication we una mean give to the una colleague there when at the salon police for let their way say una know the give license now. So
in the first place, salon police then we board, and the board is well constituted.
But I guess you are say police when the old people even though we then tell them say they not get license for.
Well, I don't know if really that happen, because
we get people that we mean they can't already
evidence. Me not get any evidence of that, but I can tell you for sure say even the road safety code the way we they command them, we make them very clear to they say people that they way, for instance, they be just go get the document there for license. In the process where the increment come, so they get a document, they will tell us say anybody who is here will they produce them to you for understand. Meanwhile, when you don't have it at all, also they get for check you, and when they check you, they forgive you ticket for we no get it, because the law say you know for drive at all if you not get license.
When I get right for seize somebody in license.
If in a fake one with the Caesar, but if na original license,
no,
inspector.
Meaning even though not original, but you get one to issue with in vehicle. When I get right for season license.
We can owe you license, for instance, if you don't hold them and they don't give you citation, for me pay for that citation, say because a quality document. And for instance, they don't give you ticket, they don't clamp you, and you're not able for pay. And you license it. So because they know for make the embarrass you, your license can be a collateral document where they can hold the attachment to the ticket for me to ensure say there is compliance to that ticket that has been issued to it.
Still inside the studios we get director before we come over to Indolo. Almost days somebody for pay for ticket one of the issue to them.
Tickets they like I say we don't do review, we get RTR when road traffic regulation ticket. We actually should be paid within 72 hours where you for pay for them. Ticket that they based on the cost we would attach because the ticket they give you, and we don't want for suffer people there. For instance, if they drive in a use seat belt, and the law make them very clear that they fine at 400,000 leons. So if they give you that ticket continuously with the input on our system, and by the time you want to get your vehicle renewed, it will become very challenging. So most times we ask people to pay on the spot just to actually move away from that kind of future embarrassment where somebody will get. We have those we input into the system, and when somebody want to really transact business with SLRSA now, they will tell you actually are involved into a traffic offense at a given period in time, and a citation was issued to you that has been inputted. Then they can now show you now the system will say the time, the location where they will give you that ticket.
And they make money
if we pay for. Of course, yeah. They make money, but it's not much about money making because road safety, you get for look at compliance. For instance, when they look at Sierra Leone now, the thing will be they make money per very serious one way they reduce now the use of seat belt. So Sierra Leone has that kind of sensitization awareness done in a lot of people where they don't need for police stay behind the road safety because if you don't have a motor car, they belt up. So our next target around that. Now for me we see say the vehicle occupants and at the rear and at the motor car for you seat belt because we don't see situation where motor car they get accidents and people they know they belt up, it can look gruesome for them. The recent example of that now be we self we own public relation officer when I be Abdul Karim Dumbuya and others where they died in a road crash as a result of speed, because most of the accidents where they take place on the road, I can tell you 75% is as a result of human error. If it is speed, and when you speed tire fire, you have no other option, you must brake so the vehicle is somersault. So if you don't get seat belt, as the vehicle is somersault, and so they get multiple injuries.
Okay, Director, one big thing we don't monitor, we all as citizens them now that where you gonna talk sign order for park, all decided for park before then shop them. You see they don't put the no parking. Freetown City Council say no parking. What you don't they do for make sure say na create way outside people go to park, because when you park on a street, you they see outside that we can't tow your motor car. So what you don't they do for create
in the first place, that exercise where the Freetown City Council they do, where they actually give allocation to people. They say you have right to park here and you pay. Now we responsibility that na SLRSA, and we don't try for make that very explicit to them. We don't partner with them on for more do on street parking, and because they already get actually donor funds for me they go able see how they go do CBD regeneration, where they go reorganize the entire CBD. They put camera there, we get people the way they also want for put. So we are under negotiation with them because now partnership, and for the interest of Sierra Leone, we the one for do for make things easy for people. We'd also say that more we meet with them, more we look at the issues them, so that we'll be able to get them down on a win-win situation basis. So it's on, but because they on and there are areas where they marked, they tell people they say can't park here. Some of the areas they are within 25 feet from the road junction. So basically when they come in, we actually also clamp them motorcar there, we get them to away, because just like you say, the CBD is congested and that's the heartbeat of the city. So most times when the vehicles they park, you give authority to just few people. The essence should be somebody should park, and when you park, at least they give you 30-40 minutes and you move so that another person will have the authority, the right again to come and park in that place. So that's how we want to do it.
Inside the program, we start for look at messages them. This one say good morning. Ready Democracy, apart from Iron Seat, those King Tom, Tembetong, and all, they are all very dangerous and not motorable, but are still using the road. SLRSA, what are you doing?
This one from Super Capsule, they say, Director, you have said it all. I admire your boldness as you are saying the truth. Most road accidents occur as a result of reckless driving and overspeeding. Drivers must be mindful of the road.
This one say, David, please monitor SLRSA to know how much they are generating in terms of license and tickets given to drivers.
This one say, how much is the cost of license?
This one say from Charles Boyma, say the private sector of the SLRSA has almost about 80% of the authority. So what are they really doing? Let them tell us, because Autospec is doing almost everything.
This from 077981981 line, they say, what SLRSA is doing with all the monies collected? Do you know that our roads are not safe to drive?
This other one said, Director Kaitungi, you have said it all. Alright.
And this other one they say SLRSA need for do more because plenty motoka and then at it we know for day and why not they gain license and why not go explain to the public.
And this other one is say, Mr. Conte, please investigate some officers and road cops at Hillside Bypass Road.
This one say please SLRSA strictly monitor all transport planning please SLRSA please monitor all transport at New Englandville, Dwazak, Moritong and Kintom. They are really dirty and not safe for passengers.
The last one I will take from now from Joseph Josiah, I say, is it unlawful to drive with foreign driver license, example US or UK?
And this final one they read from 077-981-981 line they say how much is the cost for license and how quick somebody go able to get this license because it really don't say and una for tell una officer them for let them know say na una not give people a license yet because this don't be really serious concern. This one come from Mohammed Nadwazak.
Alright, Director, we'll start off with you.
Thank you very much. I will start with this person where they ask if it's unlawful for me somebody drive with a foreign license. I want to make the person understand say we get an ECOWAS protocol and also international driver's license. For instance, you don't get an UK, you count an IR. We also is acceptable for me you actually drive with an IR. Just like how you did in America, you also want for driving at the country. Most times we localize it also very essential way they prove to they say you don't be driving IR before you go there. Yeah. And for me, they monitor all vehicles where they apply Kingdom. I agree with that policy, and I tell you, just like we don't start, we go actually try for expand them in the areas that we don't call. So for more get women that they will go constantly they monitor the vehicles that they, and for more ensure say they change over the seats there. Somebody say autospec they do everything. Autospec now vehicle license, RFID, and fitness that they do. The road safety operation we made ahead. According to the contract document with autospec get Sierra Leone government, not a part of the agreement. Perhaps what is only entrenched in that agreement has to do with compliance. We the enforcers therefore ensure say there is compliance because people there they don't can invest their money they get for recoup. But drivers like say they under solo SLRSA and road safety operation SLRSA they monitor and autospec get a percentage where they actually give out to SLRSA of going to percentage sharing just to more ensure say because MOT any country they do good MOT that also not a factor where they reduce road fatalities that will they record needless than at this country. Yeah? And how much is the cost for driver's license? Will they start the process on the 2nd of actually the next month? We as we start so we don't print a lot of that thing a day we will get for personal vehicles then for many drivers there so that the information will go wide once they give the commercial vehicles there. Additionally, we get actually an agreement with ACC who for actually introduce a service charter where the right before we office and other corridors them we get for pace there the prices that they so that when you come you know because just like we me and Mr. David they say many people they move away from this laziness because this laziness now in don't make we get them middleman the boku. So man no one come on for make you go do anything by itself. But at times when you get it for yourself, you know the actual thing will go be different for waiting somebody will go meet in our office say pay this for your vehicle to get license, yeah.
Okay.
And also somebody they ask for Kingdom. Of course I don't respond to Kingdom. So monitor to know how they are actually generating money and everybody get right because SLRSA not to an institution where they operate in the dark. When you get to we get a finance department, we are well structured. Just like Mr. David they say now, he will explain some of these things because when they don't relate to it, people they explain yeah, what they do. So anybody get the right from a go SLR. That's why we get compliance institutions there. The civil society they have the right to go and you say this is what you guys are doing. We want to know how you are doing and how that is benefiting the country. But I can tell anybody say SLRSA they do so much because the money they generate from upfront 10% of that money goes to RMFA on daily basis. Not to even with the quota.
From Tem
Also
to
now they treat a single treasury account. That money they go direct to for road maintenance.
from Tem to Tem director,
IMFA go do.
we get for the Kautina studio here for Kala. You can explain the salon people about na work and other things. Then quickly, David, you get 3 questions.
Yeah, in the first place, the policy we say, we monitor, more we know the money we SLRSA receive on ticket and all other things. Yes, we'll for continue for the engage them on that because a need for come out plane. But then secondly, we still the ask Parliament for maybe expedite the process because people need a license. One more so we SLRSA not they get subvention. Now then they generate the money.
Okay.
And if then they generate the money, now we give them all what it takes because really they get something that they give to government, neither alone people where they give insurance, they don't get anything where they say now this will get for give. So may them give them, they go ahead, may them see what they get for do. Now like we talk about the issue in front of SLRSA. That responsibility get for the on SLRA and RMFA because SLRSA they pay 10% of the money for road maintenance. So we want to see maybe and see how they will fix the issue of roads because last week I think we discussed lengthily the issue of potholes across the country and the need for maintenance all lengthy and day. And also SLRSA with the ask say more can get at least ambulances across the country. We get for the monitor because where accidents can occur, it takes time for many they call ambulance from one point to another. So long get stop points them.
Okay.
And also vehicle where they break down. Now we get 2 vehicle. At least we will go able see what you will get for the able for do for the take some of them vehicles there. Then also we want for say a mechanism where we go put in place. We are will get electronic machines where we will get to our road safety cuffs them in a way that when they see license, you will able to look at the barcode. You scan them, they will know whether this license is authentic or not. But all them things they are get for deal with finances and the centralization of license. Make another bow or they kailan I get for travel all the way. Now we see a decentralization on that purely in a way that I will able to Beria Timako, I will able to Kubola, or I will able to Boho, I able get license because for many people pay the transportation for camp. It's very more simple. And also we want to say there are going to be challenge when it comes to seatbelt because Poda them. Then get a seatbelt, we get for look at that also. And the money also we collect na streets, where is a lot of pay na street. How we go able to monitor that?
Okay.
For make people collect money and able pay at the consolidated fund. And also the other challenge where we also they call on them for make we able fix more sensitization where police they take license and drivers they earn. So the road the SLRSA we really need to get for come into partnership and see how we able to sensitize the people of this country and the price increment we get for happen and make people the not left at their host for get license. Now we ensure say we go for get the best license. So I want to say plenty thank you to 98.1 for who bring me on board this morning.
Thank you for joining us at the program this morning. In name na David Indolo, container the Executive Director, Rights to Life Advocacy Network. And same way so inside the program we get Augustine Kaitungi, Director of Safety and Enforcement, Sierra Leone Roads Authority, Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority. Plenty thank you guys who are joining me inside the program this morning.